Hello, this is Andrew Guy. Today we're just trying to make science a little bit more practical. And what we're going to be focusing on today, we're going to be working on test-taking tips. Test-taking tips that will make the difference between an A or an F. Okay? We're talking about critical thinking and analyzing questions based on their complexity. So we're talking about how to read the question to get the information that you need from the question to help you get the right answer every time. Alright? First thing, we're going to take this question right here. May not be as visible to you, but we're going to take this question. You may not be able to see it well, but it's just talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 different objects rolling down a decline, and then we want to find out exactly what kind of force is actually acting on each of these. But this is a low complexity question, so this is what the question asks. The question says, which of the following forces cause the block to move down the tray? Which of the force? We know that gravity is a force that pulls downwards. And so as gravity pulls down, we know that the answer choices says electric, friction, gravity, and magnetic. This is a giveaway. That's the reason why this is a low complexity question, because right here we know that gravity is the force that pulls the materials down. Okay? As we move on, we're going to look at a question that has a higher, I should say a more moderate complexity, and then we're going to look at the same type of question, same type of setup, the same type of material, and we're going to find out exactly what does this question look like at a high complexity. Alright, so I'm going to move over, I'm going to be working from that side. You may not be able to see me, but I just want you to follow along on here as we move through the questions. Alright, so just continue. We're going to be looking at how to analyze questions based on their level of complexity. Alright, so let's go. The first thing you need to understand when you're doing these type of questions is that you need to be able to read. You need to read skeptically, and you need to read analytically. Alright? Skeptically and analytically. You need to use a process that is called selective underlining. Selective underlining. And I'm going to zoom into this so you can see basically what's going on. This question right here is a low complexity question. Why is it a low complexity question as I zoom out? Because all it's asking me is the type of forces that is going to pull the blocks down the tray. Here we have electrical force, we have frictional force, we have gravitational force, we have magnetic force. Obviously, that's one of those knowledge-based questions where it's either you know it or you do not know it. In this case, everybody should know by now that gravity pulls downwards, okay? And that's the force that's going to pull on the blocks in the downward position, making it move down the tray. Now, let's look at the type of objects that we have. We have ice, we have a sponge block, we have a sandpaper, we have a plastic block coming down this tray. The tray, the material is a plastic. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you this is a low complexity question, and I'm going to take the same question and then I'm going to show you what it looks like in a moderate. But before we go on, let's make sure we underline and choose the right answer. Right here we know that the correct answer is C, because gravity is a force that pulls downward. It's not electrical, it's not a friction, because friction would be the force that prevents it from moving down the tray. Okay? Friction would be this way, would be an opposing force. So we put F here for friction, but then we're going to put G here for gravity, pulling it down. Okay? So let's look at it. It's not magnetic, okay? Because magnetic is talking about force of attraction, how things attract each other.